everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Kat, known as phamerina.planning here on YouTube and on Instagram. And today's video is a plan with me for the week of June 16th through June 22nd using this stunner of a kit from the Pretty Pink Co. called Daydream, foiled in hollow. I mean, it's just so pretty in hollow. I remember very distinctly. I got out of my car. I was walking over to the bus stop because I believe it was a new, I don't remember. I feel like the Pretty Pink Co. used to do their new releases on Friday. I think now they're on Saturday. I think it's kind of moving, it's fluctuating, but I distinctly remember because I was talking to Christine because we saw the sneak and I was like, this is so pretty. I hope the full boxes are ugly so I don't get it. Um, but like I said, I got out of the car, had my phone in my hand, walking over to the bus stop, and I was like, Christine, it's so gorgeous. And the thing is, it was only available in, I believe it was light gold, silver, and rose gold at the time. So I was like, if this was in hollow, this would be so beautiful. And Christine's like, yeah, um, get it if you want it, but I know you said you're not gonna buy things unless you're supposed to. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy it because it's not available in hollow. Like that's the only thing that would push me to that would push this from a want to a need. So I'm like, okay, yeah, we're not gonna buy it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Then I'm like, get on the bus, get to work, and then I'm flipping through the stories, probably at work, and then Jess of Lustrous Plan, who PRs for the Pretty Pink Co., she's like, yeah, you can pick this kid up in these foil colors. She usually has like a poll, um, where you can pick which foil choice you would use, and I was like, wait a minute, hollow? And then I run over to the website and I'm like, no, it's available in hollow. And I was like, and then I messaged Jess. I was like, Jess, like, since when was this available in hollow? Because I swear when I checked this morning it wasn't. And Jess was like, yeah, I looked at it and I told Mehek this would be stunning and gorgeous in a hollow, and then Mehek added it, and I was like, I should have known it was you. I should have known, and that's when I bought it. That's when I bought it. After Jess told me that it was available in hollow, and I was like, I can't not get it now. Can't not. I don't regret it whatsoever. I guess the only thing I do regret is not waiting for a sale because new releases are 20% off, which that's nothing to scoff at. But during their power hours, it's like 30% off. So I could have waited because I could have gotten this kit in time. But I love this kit. It's just so dreamy and ethereal. Maybe that's not the best word, but the hollow just elevates the dreaminess. And I know Jess did it. I know that there are people who would typically not pick up kits in hollow that pick this kit up in hollow. And that's I'm like, yeah, all the other foil choices are fine. But hollow is the only correct foil choice. If you made any other foil choice, I'm sorry to tell you, but you made the wrong choice. No, we all have our preferences. I understand that people's hollow collections are not as extensive as mine, and I wouldn't call mine very extensive. I just happen to buy what I consider basics in all three foils, because doing that is not three, all four foils. But to do that and all of the things would get very expensive pretty quickly. So, but yeah, this kit is gorgeous. This is a kit that if you love pastel, if you love dreamy vibes, if you love pretty things, this is a kit that you have to have. I love the soft colors. Um, the florals are so pretty. It has the head in the clouds feeling, but it's also got the water motif, which makes you feel like you're floating on the water. It's just an overall gorgeous kit. Um, and the reason I use this kit, which normally I talk about first before I do the whole why I fall in love with specific kits. this is the week that contains the first day of summer. However, usually like June is not like stupid hot. Well, maybe this year it was. But generally speaking, in the past, before the world, before the environment went downhill, June was actually not like too warm. It was kind of mild. It still felt a little bit like spring. So I figured the soft pastels would be a good segue transition kit into the summer, which is the hollow. I always, I say always as if I've been doing this for a very long time. So far, in the 2 summers that I have lived through, I've used or plan to use a hollow kit uh, once a month for the 3 months of summer. Just because I feel like hollow fits summer really well. So that's that. Um, my my game plan, which I've already talked through the sidebar, but I purchased. I didn't. Did I bundle this one? I think I bundled this one, which did come with the sidebar color wash and that rippable pattern and all the add-ons for the standard kit. Um, but even if I didn't get the the bundle, I definitely would have picked up that sidebar and just did and you saw what I did. Sometimes keeping it simple can make a huge impact, right? If I had layered on like more balloons and more clouds and more things, I feel like it would have gotten very cluttered. So I added a few hollow pieces just to give it a little bit of dimension, just so that it shines in the right way. But this is a sidebar where I think you literally could just slap it down and it'd be perfect. Like if you didn't want to add more, I feel like you could have easily just stuck it down and it would be stunning on its own. Um, but I have my hollow foil from Starlight Paper. She's my like primary, well, I wouldn't call her primary, but her hollow is very rainbow. You can see it like if you look at the cloud, which is not the cloud, the hot air balloon, which is from the Pretty Pinko, versus the fluffy looking cloud, which is from Starlight Paper. The the hollow shift is slightly different. I feel like Starlight Paper's hollow shift is very like in your face, while the Pretty Pinkos and even Sadie stickers, I feel like the other shops have a much more subtle hollow shift where it really only catches in the light in like the best way. Whereas Starlight Papers, you can tell that it's hollow. With some of these other stickers, some of these other shops and they're hollow, it will look silver until like, you tilt your head and you squint your eyes and it looks no, I'm just kidding. Um, but it will only look hollow at like specific angles. Otherwise it looks like silver, which might be the intent. It might be so that you get a little surprise. Um, but I prefer the joy and the magic that is a very strong hollow shift. So I've pretty much grabbed a lot of my basic hollow pieces from Starlight Paper and Paper Trail Plans. I feel like their hollow shift is also really good. The date scripts are from Paper Trail Plans, and I feel like their hollow shift is pretty apparent too. Miss and Meow, that the brain, the that intertwine swirls. That's what she calls them. That washi intertwined swirl washi is from Miss and Meow. I just grabbed it one day when I was like shopping there, and I was like, "Oh, let me grab these," because I like the look of her intertwined swirl. It's very whimsical. It's a very whimsical design, so I figured that fit in very nicely with this spread. And then let's see. So to balance out the sidebar with that frame moment up in the top for the month call out, I decided to balance it by the bottom right with that gorgeous scene from the journal page 2, journaling kit page 2, which as Christine always talks about, and I agree with her every single time. She has a Hello Petite, not Hello Petite paper, a Pretty Pink Co kit, and she's like, "Look at Journal Kit page 2," and I was like, "Yes, it's always the best page in the kit." So I pulled in the girl from that page, paired her up with one of the boxes, um, and then I ran into, oh wait, how am I filling out the rest of the space? Um, which, as you saw, I just pulled in the book, pulled in some florals, and then for my center bridge, I left this whole thing in, because there's a lot of work I actually kind of do, like, off camera, like, as in, like, designing wise. I like look at it, I kind of place things in different places on the clear backing, and in this one, you saw how it went from, like, strictly in the middle to off to the side to, like, then cocked a slightly different way. So I go through multiple iterations of a design sometimes, and it doesn't always come together like the first time I look at it, or the second time, maybe not even the third time. And sometimes I I like stick things down in what I thought was the right place but was actually the wrong place. Or maybe wrong is not the right word, not the place where I intended it to go, and then I have to like pivot. So that's exactly what happened with this center bridge this time. Is I was like, oh, let's put this here, and then I put the alcohol ink down. I was like, oh well, I'm gonna cover up most of this alcohol ink if I put it down the way I wanted it, because I didn't measure twice, cut once. Then so I was like, okay, well, I could either go ahead and punch a hole in this floral, I can move the floral. So I moved the floral, or move the whole thing. Then I think when I finally went to go put it down, I didn't put it down exactly where I wanted, because then I sat back. I was like, I don't think this is where I originally intended it to be, which is fine. Um, we adapt, and we like call them happy accidents, as Bob Ross always says. Um, and we kind of just embrace the spontaneity of it. Um, Sometimes things don't go according to the vision in your head, and that's not a bad thing. Um, Sometimes things happen the way they do. Sometimes a sticker decides where it wants to be. So that's what happened there. And then, like I've previously said in other videos, I normally tilt a floral box with a detailed box or a scenic box. But for this set here, I actually had the dichotomy of like the sky, and if you look at that box with hot air balloons, you actually see a little bit of the like the lake, I'm gonna call it. And then I paired that with the full box with the girl on like the dock, whose dress I'm still trying to figure out how it works. But I figured those two boxes paired nicely together because it was the sky and the water. And in some ways, I don't know if Past Cat had planned it, but with the blue alcohol ink, it looks like that water scene has continued all the way down into that full box. So good job, Past Cat. I don't know if you thought about it, because I should know that, because I literally did this maybe like 4 or 5 days ago. So I should know what like me of 4 or 5 days ago was thinking, but that's a different conversation. A lot has happened in those 4 to 5 days. We'll get to it, maybe not. But I'm okay. I'm okay just grappling with some stuff. So I remember here, I'm gonna like add in a few things. Hello, head. Actually, that's my hair, not my head. Well, my hair is in my head. Um, I think I add a few more bits to the center area and call it a day. But then the next morning, I like looked at it and I was like, there are these weird gaps. Let's tidy them up. Because I know I could have just used like functional boxes in them, but since there may be times when I go like days between doing spreads, um, whether future cat was going to remember that past cat was thinking that she would use functional boxes in that area. I don't know. Future cat could have been like, what the hell was past cat thinking? So I fixed it like literally the next morning. I was like, let me just fix this real quick. Luckily, I was able to pull the camera out. Otherwise, I just would have done it off camera and then told you about it later. But yeah, there was some awkward white spaces, and I was like, let's just fill this in now so that it doesn't look like really silly later. So yeah, that's my base. It's very I did have to speed this up a little bit more than I usually speed them up, not by much. Um, like 0.2 times more. Um, and it's still a pretty long base laydown. But I love how like this turned out and how dreamy it feels. So now we're moving on to the day by day. Let's get on with it, Kat. So Monday, June 16th, I had the day off. Oh, this was the start of my babysitter had to go on a trip. So since the babysitter's PPL is my PPL, I had to go I was going on a trip, but a trip to my house, not a trip anywhere. But I have two babysitters. My mom is the other babysitter, but she still works, so she's only able to watch Bub when she's off of work. So Monday was a day my mom could not watch Bub, so I had to watch Bub. We went to the bark. We went to the park twice that day, and then we played in some rain. And I have in my notes here, I ran into a chair with the stairs, but I probably meant to write, I ran into the stairs with the chair because I was running around holding a chair, like a toddler chair, around my stomach area, and like you sometimes forget how long those things are, and I ran into the stair railing with it and just like died. I died, but I'm okay. Obviously, this was like about a month ago from the time of me, a little more than a month ago from the time of me recording this voiceover. But that is that. On Tuesday, I performed the work plan template for our centrifuges. Since they're not being serviced, um, they want us to just run them to keep them like functioning while they're not being serviced, just so that like we can see if something's going wrong. I had 5 guys for dinner, and then we went to IKEA. Do I remember what we got? No. Why do I pretend I remember these things? It wasn't that long ago, but I never remember. So that was a work day, and then Wednesday was a work day, and that day was actually my Friday because then I had to take Thursday and Friday off. I had Dr. Coffee that day, and then I finished the night with a planning sesh. I've been trying to I don't want to say force, but I've been trying to train myself to not only rely on the boxes to mark things. Um like, as you've seen, or have you probably noticed, I don't really write on the paper anymore. I don't really like how it feels or how it looks because it does look slightly different um, than writing on a sticker. So I don't really do that often anymore. Um, but I don't necessarily want to always be pulling in a box for everything, especially with the Pretty Pink Co's format. She doesn't have a lot of the medi size boxes. She has a lot of the full width boxes, and I personally don't really like those. I could cut them up, but I use a lot of scripts now, so I was trying to uh, train myself to see an opportunity where I'm using a script and just use deco, or a journaling box that is not whited out, because like I said, I don't really like writing on the non-whited out boxes. I'll do it, I just prefer not to. So that's why I pulled in the swing and did like a little bit of decoration down there, because I also really want to use that swing. It's a fun little decorative piece. So that is my little spiel for how I marked my planning time. Oh right, so the Thursday was Juneteenth, so we would have had off anyway. But I got off. I don't think my husband was off. No, he was not, because I picked up dinner that day. We got some boba tea. Well, I got some boba tea, and I took Bub to our Asian supermarket. Of course, if I'm going to the Asian supermarket, I'm getting some boba tea. Then I picked up some Korean barbecue chicken. If you've never had Korean barbecue chicken, It is so good. It's double fried. I don't know how they get it to be like so perfectly cooked. I don't know how they do it. And it's like all Korean, like Korean fried chicken. It's like literally all Korean fried chicken is. So it's however they cook it. And I guess I could look it up and find out, but I'm not doing that. I'm gonna let the experts do it. But like if you've never had Korean fried chicken, the why I say barbecue is because the place we go to is called BBQ Chicken. Do yourself a favor, find the nearest Korean fried chicken place and get some. It is absolutely amazing. Just it will change your life and how you eat fried chicken. Like I'm not joking. My husband doesn't like fried chicken. I think it's the oils, or we think it's the oils that like mess with his gut. But the Korean fried chicken never messes with his gut, or very rarely. So it's my 2 cents on Korean fried chicken. Um, Friday, I did some sticker shopping. I had pho with the family. Pho with Friday. What was I doing? I think maybe did I take Bub up to? Oh no, we got a new oven. Our new oven was installed, so the hubby was off already. So we got some pho, since the hubby was off. So and then we got ice cream at our local ice cream place. That day. We usually we usually do ice cream before dinner, just because it's not a far place, but our ice cream shop is not walkable, so we have to drive there, and there's not like great parking. Um, so if we were to wait till after dinner, if the place gets swarmed, so we do it before dinner, it's fine. Works out. We've pretty much trained the boy to expect ice cream before dinner, but we'll work it out. He's a toddler. He's a child. Let him live his best life. I'm living my best life having ice cream before dinner. All right, moving on. I am so far behind. I'm so sorry. All right, Saturday I made breakfast and then I did some PR things, and this was the day that all of the new members for oh my goodness, the Paper Trail Plans PR team were added to the same group chat. So like although technically the day before, the 20th, was the day I was notified that I was selected to be on the team, the 21st was when the PR team was formally like brought together. So that was exciting. So yeah, I'm on the Paper Trail Plans PR team. Freebie incoming, all that jazz. I post about this every week. And then on Sunday, oh my god, I'm so behind. Sunday, I had breakfast with my mom. I folded some laundry, and then I did some voiceovers. And here I'm just like sprinkling around what's left on the foiled sampler because there's not a lot, not enough to use in another spread. So I didn't want it like hanging around. So I'm just like scrambling to find places to like throw all of these leftover pieces. So that's what's going on now, and that's why you see me flailing about. But yeah, that is the spread. This is the video. Well, hold on, I said that backwards. That is no, I said that right. That is the spread, and that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would love it if you gave it a little like, leave a comment with any of your thoughts down below, and I would be so happy if you joined my channel by subscribing because chaotic voiceovers and brain stopping and just Katarina rambling and referring to herself in the third person is exactly what you're here for, right? But seriously, I appreciate every single one of you for joining me in all of my rambles, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.